application
43 अच्छा अच्छा A1 A2 आज एक है ना
yes ma'am
मोर जो गोटे सेक्शन में तो कम
मैम टाइम टेबल तो मैंने A1 A2 तो एक संग रे अछि सब बड़े माने फ्राइडे दिन
हां मो मन के मोर जो खाली A1 ही आज ऐसे हो कमेंट के
yes ma'am
तो तुम जॉइन कर सकते हो मन अटेंडेंस शीट गोटे प्रसंगित पे अछि कॉपी
yes ma'am अछि एक्सेल शीट
मते गोटे मेल करी
आगे मैम
व्हाट्सएप रे मेल आईडी देबे
आगे मैम
एटा पठे देबी मुझे मेल
आगे मैम
मन किछि क्लास नहीं नथला सेक्शन बी रो गोटे मन क्लास नहीं थी सौम्य मन सब जान तुम मन को जानी ना नमस्ते डीपी आडू साडू किछि रखिबनी आइदर निज ना रखो ना तुम निज फोटो रखो हला किसी गेम फेम कार्टून किछि रखिबनी हां और सब वस्तु निज निज ना ही तुमरो ना दबो हला अकाउंट नेम
yes ma'am
समस्त बीसी में तुमन पत्र अछि आपके पीसी सॉफ्टवेयर अछि
मैम को सॉफ्टवेयर
पीसी आवर सिम
नहीं मैम
अच्छा फर्स्ट आज हमें किसी एक्सपेरिमेंट करबानी तुमन को अच्छा मैं सीआर को गोटे मेल करबी से समस्त को फॉरवर्ड करबो हैला जो
Okay, ma'am.
कि गोटे पीसी सॉफ्टवेयर रो लिंक थिबो तुमने डाउनलोड करबो आ इंस्टॉल करबो हैला
okay मैम
नेक्स्ट क्लास पे तो से समस्त को डॉक्टर इंस्टॉल होबो इंस्टॉल करथिबो हैला
okay मैम
तुमन पे केते सिलेबस थिबो तुमन ऑलरेडी लिस्ट ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट तुम पे थिबो हैला नहीं
मैम ये सब सिलेबस तो अच्छी
सिलेबस तो लैब थिबो सेटा मो पठेबनी खाली मेल कर देबी ड्राइव रे सेटा अपलोड करके भाबुची पठे देबी प्रसंगित पठे हैला
ओके मैम
नहीं तुमन यदि को डाउनलोड कर परिबो तुमको वर्जन कहि देबी हैला जदी पठे न हैला माने अधिक साइज हैला कि कोन देखु छी हैला
ओके मैम
निखिल कोन खाली पठुची जॉइन करची कोन खाली कॉल तुम कोन की कहबो
मैम कौन
what do you mean by call you have done one class
मैम लेट्स क्लियर होने दिया
क्लियर होनी
मैम वॉइस के सॉफ्टवेयर स्टेप होचे
ଏବେ ସୁବିଲା ରେ ଭଏସ ମେସେଜ
यस मैम
ଭଏସ ସୁବିଲା ତ
यस मैम
ହଁ ମୁଁ ପଚାରୁଛି what do you mean by power electronics
मैम इलेक्ट्रिकल डिवाइसेस मैम पावर एप्लीकेशन यूज कर मैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइसेस सब तार यूज
ମାନେ କଣ କଣ ଆଉଥରେ କହ
मैम मैंने पावर एप्लीकेशन इलेक्ट्रोनिक डिवाइसेस जो अच्छी सब तार यूज से सब
The same electronic device you read in your basic electronics or analog electronics, you will use that use that for power application. Okay.
yes ma'am.
Okay. So any device name you can say? Abhishek? Abhishek Achari? Abhishek? Abhishek? Are you there? Abhishek Achari? Unmute yourself. Mic is not working or what? Abhishek? Abhishek Samal? Abhishek Samal?
Yes, ma'am. Abhishek Acharya here.
Okay. Abhishek, tell me a power electronic device name.
Ma'am, rectifier.
Rectifier is not a device, it is combination of many, any one
Mobile
device you
charger?
can combine. I am asking about one element, electronic element.
Diode.
I am not asking diode, power diode. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Not diode, it is power diode. Okay. So the rating is high or low? The diode rating is high or low here?
Powered. I have no idea.
Manas? Manas?
Yes ma'am.
Tell me the rating of diode is high or low?
I don't know ma'am.
Anjali Naik?
Yes, ma'am.
The rating of the diode is high or low in power electronics application?
I don't know, ma'am.
Anyone? Anmesh Mahanti?
Yes ma'am.
Sujanchu?
No ma'am.
Dibyasa?
Yes, ma'am.
High or low?
It's high.
Why high?
मैम कहीं ना पावर इलेक्ट्रोनिक्स रे हमें बहुत माने कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हाई पावर दरकार पड़े तो से पावर रेटिंग
Obviously, power application माने electronics जिनसे उड़ा तो सब low power application. Yes or no?
यस मैम
And here, if you are using it for power application in electrical engineering, your rating is high.
यस मैम
In electronics, the rating is low. Okay, so the construction and the working principle is same. Your electronics diode and your power electronics diode, the working principle is same, but the rating is higher. Yes or no?
यस मैम
Okay. So what is a rectifier? Someone said about mobile charger. Who told mobile charger?
Me, ma'am.
Abhishek. So
Yes, ma'am.
inside mobile charger there is rectifier.
Yes.
So what is a rectifier?
Ma'am, rectifier is a semiconductor device which can convert any AC to DC current or DC to DC or DC to AC type of current.
So in mobile charger you are converting DC to DC.
Yes, ma'am.
You are converting DC to DC.
No, AC to DC.
So why you are saying any form?
In mobile charger, it is AC to DC.
Rectifier converts AC to DC.
Yes.
Okay. You can say a converter. If you are saying only converter, then
Yeah.
it may be AC to DC, DC to AC, or AC to AC or DC to DC. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
4 types. But if you are saying it is a rectifier, then it is AC to DC. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
ଆରେ ସମସ୍ତେ ବୁଝୁଛ ନା ନାଇଁ ରେ? So any other application, can you tell me an example of AC to AC? Pratiti?
Yes, ma'am.
What example? AC to AC? That means your input is AC, AC power, and your output is AC. प्रत्युष अच्छी परा सेक्शन ए रे प्रत्युष
आज्ञा
कह एसी टू एसी
हम इन्वर्टर
कौन करे निजे भाबिलु निजे कह घरे जो इन्वर्टर करछु कौन करछु एसी टू एसी इज इट कन्वर्टिंग एसी टू एसी
ना एसी करने डीसी
DC to AC. You are storing DC power. No, battery. So it is DC to AC. Yes or no?
आज्ञा डीसी दो आज्ञा
Your fan regulated. Yes or no?
मैम कौन कर ले
Fan regulated.
आज्ञा
The fan regulator you are using at home.
यस मैम
That is your input is AC, output is AC or not? You are regulating your AC power.
आज्ञा यस मैम
Are all of you getting me or not?
yes ma'am
So your regulator is one AC to AC converter. Okay, you inverter you all know. Okay, DC to DC. DC to DC you can say सौभाग्य सुबुद्धि रे
Yes, ma'am.
को one DC to DC converter example.
From DC to DC.
DC to DC. AC to DC you know. हापटी सुबुची तोरी बैकग्राउंड हाँ सौभाग्य को DC to DC.
I can say.
You can say. प्रतिभा
Yes, ma'am.
कोई परिबो
Ma'am, converter.
Converter we are discussing. We are converting about different type of converters. Rectifier is also a converter. Inverter is also a converter, which converts one type of energy to another. That is a converter. So in computer, we are using SMPs. Yes or no?
yes ma'am
That is a DC to DC converter. Hello, sir.
Madam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
good afternoon sir
Okay. So, madam, start kale.
हाँ सर एमनों किछटा कन्वर्टर विषय पचार थिली डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ कन्वर्टर्स कौन कौन डिवाइस पढ़ी गोटे क्लास ही जे मानको सब थ्योरी रे
अच्छा
तो एमान को कहि इंस्टॉल करिया को सर तांको से फाइल ता केमती कोन दबा देखिया जदी लिंक रे देई हेबो न
से माने
तांको
पीसीम रो वेबसाइट रो डायरेक्ट 9.0 टा डाउनलोड कर दियंतु 9.0 टा फुल वर्जन अछि एंड इट्स माने जेति की दरकार तांकर ये पई
आज्ञा
तांकर माने लैब पई इट्स सफिशिएंट एनफ
आज्ञा
yes, everyone, please go to the PSIM website. In that PSIM website, under downloads, you can find only the 9.0. Okay, search for that 9.0 PSIM 9.0 full version. Okay, so that you can use for the time being for doing this power electronics lab.
Okay, sir.
So if there is any problem, then we can help you. Otherwise, if everyone can find out, okay, just go to the PSIM website, PowerSIM. Okay, so it's actually PowerSIM. So you can find out. Madam, आओ ये experiment list देखे नहीं चंदी?
ना से मन में अच्छी क्वेश्चन सब देखी नहीं देखे देबे
देखे दियंतु कोटे तरह
हां ठीक है सर देखो सर आपण कोन पचाउ छ हम काढी देखो छ पिलान से कथा
again
आपण पिलान से कथा होता हम काढू छ ट्राई करू छ
हाँ ठीक है okay so what have you studied till now in power electronics what classes have been done so far yes is anyone present
Yes, sir.
so what has been taught till now anything
There are some commercial and applications, domestic applications of power electronic devices, and some types of power electronic devices.
okay fine so you have just got the types of power electronic devices so from next class onwards you will be like studying about this one like starting with the silicon control rectifiers okay so starting with the thyristor family you will start with the silicon control rectifiers okay so silicon control rectifiers are the first basic thyristor family they come under the thyristor family so then we have like GTO so on and so forth okay then triac all this comes under the thyristor family okay so okay okay do you have any idea why do we call this power electronics because you have studied electronics right you know that there is only electronics you have done AEC also right the analog electronics
Yes, sir.
okay so do you find any difference between power electronics and analog electronics
Sir, in analog electronics, we used to study how the electronic devices work, but here we are studying how to manipulate the power, convert to various forms and all.
okay in analog electronics you have used like diodes you have used like BJTs right
Yes, sir.
then FETs were also there right
Yes, sir.
so these were like your basic devices that you have used for the electronics the analog electronic circuits now similarly in power electronics the same thing also is there you have also a diode you have a thyristor you have BJT FET everything all these things are also present for your the power electronic circuit also all the operations are the same as you have done for your the electronics but why do we have to have a separate class a separate field a separate subject for study. Any guesses? Anything? If you have any guesses, any wild guesses also appreciated, no problem. But just try to make yourself comfortable with this topic, because if you do not get the depth of it, it will be difficult for you to understand. Anything you want to say, anything you want to learn about, no problem. Just ask, what do you think? Why there is two separate classes of study? One is your analog electronics, one is your power electronics. Because the same devices are also there, but except that you are calling here as a power diode, a power transistor, a power FET, everything. Any guesses?
Sir, because the ratings are different.
Very good. 1 point can be said. The ratings are different. Now, what makes a rating? Why do you think there is a rating in the system? What makes a rating? Okay, now you have learned about analog electronics, right? Can you suggest me any uses of all these analog electronic devices? Like, where do you use a diode? Where do I use a BJT and FET and so on? Where do I use? What is the purpose? Yes? Come on, say it. Don't be shy. And if you're wrong also, no problem. Okay, but you should say, you should continue speaking about it. Because if you don't speak, I won't be able to understand whether you have got anything or not. Anyone willing to give a try?
So they are used as amplifiers.
Very good. And
Switches.
Again?
So they're used as for switching means as a switches.
Okay, very good. What kind of switch? I'm talking of analog electronics. You have used that as an amplifier. Then what do I use then? Switches is fine. You can use transistor as a switch. No problem. What else?
The regulators.
Okay. Huh?
Sir, they are used as regulators.
Very good. Zener diode is used as regulators. Very good. Anything?
So they are also used to protect our devices, like if a higher voltage passes, then the cut off, prevent damage.
Okay. So it's the
Switching.
same purpose of stabilizer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's the stabilizer? Yes. Anyone was saying? Someone was saying?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, all this thing, what do you actually earn? Means when you perform all these things, do I look at efficiency? Because when I construct an amplifier or let's say our stabilizer or something else, okay, do I look at my efficiency? Is efficiency very important for the analog electronics point of view?
Yes, sir.
If you see the efficiency, what ranges do it lie with? Does it lie with? What is the maximum efficiency you have seen so far in analog electronics? Any guesses? Anything?
Sir, around 90.
You are a bit higher. It will be around 81%. That is the maximum efficiency that can be done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now remember, 81% efficiency, we cannot say that as a good efficiency, because whenever we do analog electronics, what we look at is the quality of the signal. Because what is the purpose? If you see all the appliances you have solved so far, okay, you have done problems on AEC. Have I ever given a voltage above 20 volts? If you have seen any of the problems or any of the circuits that you have solved, have I given a voltage above 20 volts? Is it possible? Have you seen
No, sir.
any,
No, sir, you are not
any
given.
question so far that you have given 20 volts, 25, 30? 30 is too much, but maximum the cap is up to like 20 volts. Now, when you come down to a power system point of view, okay, now what is the voltage that you get at your household?
230 volt.
Exactly. 230 volts is a voltage that is coming down to your household. Now that is single phase. Okay, because you have done single phase and three phase in first semester, I am going from that. 230 volts is the voltage that you get as a single phase. So what will be the voltage in three phase? How much is the three phase voltage? Yes? How do you calculate the three phase voltage?
400 volt.
Very good. So it is 230 into square root of 3. So that is 400 volts. Okay. Now have you seen a transformer nearby your home? Wherever you are situated at, have you seen the transformer from which you are getting the 400 volts to near your home? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you think will be the voltage on the other side of the transformer? Because on your side it is 400 volts, on the other side it is? Do you know what's the voltage level?
11,000.
Very good. So it's 11 kV. And this goes on increasing. And the total highest level so far that has been operating in India, okay, is 1200 kV. Now, understand this scenario. You are working at a voltage of 1200 kV. You are also looking at the efficiency and regulation of this system, because when I talk about an electrical system as compared to an electronic system, electrical system looks for an efficiency. Now, the purpose of going with higher voltage is that we are increasing the efficiency of the system. How do I increase the efficiency? By reducing the losses. So if I can reduce the losses, I can increase the efficiency of the system, right? Now, now you might ask the question that how increasing of voltage will increase the efficiency. Any idea why increasing the voltage will lead to increase in the efficiency?
Sir, I square R loss will be less.
Why?
Sir, because in electric system we calculate I square loss.
Very good. So how is this term going to be less? what happens if I go on increasing the voltage?
Sir, the current decreases.
Very good. Since the power is constant, okay, now see the capacity of, let's say your India has a capacity of 125 gigawatts. So 125 gigawatts is the total capacity of my system. Now, if I have more amount of voltage, what will be the value of current? So the current will decrease. And since the current decreases, the size of the conductor to carry that much amount of voltage will be much more thicker. Okay, so it will be very big, very highly bundled conductor in the system. Okay, so I think so. Have you studied about the transmission and distribution? So is it in this semester or was it in previous semester?
Sir, in this semester.
Okay, fine. So you will learn about like bundled conductors, stranded conductors, everything. Okay. Now what happens is that the size of the conductor is very, very thick. So what will happen to the resistance? You know that resistance is rho L by A. And if the area of the cross section is more, what will happen to the resistance?
Decreases.
Exactly. So since the resistance decreases and the current is also decreasing, because at higher voltage, the current is decreasing because the power is constant. So that's why your I square R is actually decreasing. So since I is decreasing, R is decreasing, so the product is also decreasing. Now, this is actually what electrical system looks for. Electronic system looks for quality. Electrical system looks for the efficiency. So we have to take the properties of this electrical system and the electronic system to combine to a one. You cannot have 100% efficiency of electrical system. You cannot have 100% signal quality of the electronic system. You have to make a trade-off between those two things. So there comes the origin of your power electronics. Okay, is it clear to everyone so far? Why do I require power electronics as a different field of study? Right? So power, as the name suggests, power electronics. So you are actually using this for a high voltage scenario where you are working at voltages in the ranges of like kilovolts or so on. Okay, higher ranges of kilovolts. So obviously an electronic system cannot be sufficient enough to work in that environment. So this leads to the origin of the power electronics system, right? So what is the difference between an electronics and a power electronics is the level of doping. Now what do you understand by doping? You have learned about doping.
Addition of impurities to semiconductor.
Okay. Now, why is it helpful or why is it given? Any idea why is it given?
For conduction, more conduction.
Okay.
Sir, the band gap is really small, so it helps in conduction.
Exactly. So there is an energy band that is present between your conducting and the so that energy gap or the energy band has to be reduced. Otherwise, the conduction is not possible. So here the level of doping will be much more higher. So that's why when you encounter power electronics, you will have just like p-n junction in case of like diodes and so on. Okay, here you will have junctions like p plus n minus or p minus n plus, so on. So this p plus, p minus, n plus, n minus are the level of dopings that are different as compared to that of the power electronics. So here the dopings will be in the sense of P plus, N plus, P minus, N minus. Now what is the difference between this plus and minus? P plus means there will be more amount of holes in the system. Whatever holes, whatever will be the density of holes as compared to the electronic devices, in power electronics, the level of holes will be much more in the system. Similarly, N plus means there will be more number of electrons, free electrons in the system, which will be there in abundance. Similarly, P minus means the hole density will be less, N minus means the similar thing. The amount of free electrons will be less. Now, why this is done so? Now, you know that whenever there is a PN junction, so that creates what? What is the junction known as?
Depletion region.
Very good. Now, why is it so important?
The depletion region is devoid of free charge carriers and has only acceptor ions and donor ions.
Very good. Very good. So there will be some kind of acceptor ions and some kind of some donor ions in the system, right? In the depletion layer. And that depletion layer is judged by what is the doping level of the system. So if there is a high doping, so what will happen to the depletion layer? Will it be thicker or will it be less? What do you think will happen? See, if there are more number of holes, so in the junction barrier, there will be more number of holes that will be neutralized by the electrons due to my N plus layers. So if I have a P plus N plus layer close to each other, okay, so if I have a junction made of P plus and N plus layer, so what will happen? The charge transfer at the you can say the charge transfer at the barrier will be much more because there is an abundance of holes, there is an abundance of electrons. So this will lead to the depletion layer being thinner. But what will happen? Since the number of electrons are more, so what rating will be increased? Because if I see the number of in the N plus layer, the number of electrons are more, right? So due to the number of N plus layer, which is having a more amount of electrons, so the current rating will start to increase. But what about the voltage rating? Because for voltage rating, we need to know how much is the depletion layer in the system. So if the depletion layer is smaller, so we require a small voltage to break that depletion layer for conduction. So here the rating of that P plus N plus layer will be like this. It will have a low voltage rating and a high current rating in the system. Are you able to get me? If you are not, just ask why this is again. Any questions so far? Hello?
No, sir.
So all of you got this, why this is a high current rating and a low voltage rating?
Yes, sir.
Because of this doping level. Since the doping level on both the sides are very high, if I have a P plus N plus layer, so the doping level of electrons is higher, the doping level of holes are also higher. So this will lead to the easy transfer of the charge carriers on the junction. So that's why the depletion layer is very, very small. So that's why to break that depletion layer, we require a small voltage. So that's why the voltage rating is smaller. The current rating, since the number of charge carriers are increasing, so that's why the current rating is increased. Similarly, if I have a P minus N minus layer junction, then what will happen? What do you think will happen? What will be happening to the depletion layer? So will there be any easy transfer of charge carriers in the junction? See, when you have P minus N minus layer, so what will happen is that the junction is now devoid of charge carriers because the number of charge carriers has been decreased as compared to the original number of charges that a N layer should have. So that's why what will happen. So since there is, you can say the charge transfer is not that easily possible, the depletion layer in the P minus N minus layer will be huge in the system. So this will lead to the voltage rating. So I require a huge voltage to break that barrier. So in order to have that voltage rating, so voltage rating will be higher in case of this kind of junction. So depending on this, we will have different combinations to form a voltage rating and current rating of different types of thyristors and all other power electronic devices. Is it clear to everyone? All of you are clear with it?
Yes, sir.
So if you have any questions, please ask. I'm not telling anything, so you can just ask anything if you have any questions. So I will be happy to help again. Okay. प्राची मैडम
शेयर करिवे स्क्रीन
हाँ कॉलेज अंदर Okay, so Prachi madam will give you a brief about what are you going to do in this topic. Okay, so since we are not able to do a physical classroom, so we have to do everything in PSIM. Okay, so it's basically a simulation software, and here you have to understand how this experiments are done in the simulation environment. Okay, madam, आपण continue करूँ.
These are the 8 experiments we'll do in this lab. Okay. So VI characteristic are ହେଇଥିଲା ନା? So we have done VI characteristics, sir.
Yes, madam. कुहନ୍ତୁ.
So VI characteristic are ହେଇଥିଲା ମୁଁ ସେଟା ପଚାରୁଛି.
VI characteristics last କରିଦେବା ଏଟା ଛାଡି
ନା ହେଇଥିଲା ନା so only we have left this cosine triggering circuit.
Cosine triggering ଟା ନ କରିକି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କରିଦେବା.
So we'll start from experiment 3.
Cosine VI characteristic ହେଇଯିବ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ.
Okay. So in the next class, you all install that PSIM. In the next class, we will do the experiment number 3.
From experiment number 3 to 8, everything can be done in PSIM. The first experiment will be done in a separate software. We will tell about it later.
Okay. So from 3 to 8, we'll do with the help of PSIM. So in the next class, you all prepared or you all study about your half wave control rectifier and semi-converter. Okay. So what is a half wave control rectifier? Do you know what is a half control rectifier? You all studied it in analog electronics, I think. Diode rectifier you have studied. Yes or no? Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is a half wave rectifier, I'm asking?
Ma'am, in a half wave rectifier, when we convert the AC to DC.
Only Prasanjit is answering. Where are others? Yes, Prasanjit. Tell.
When the negative part of the signals get cancelled, only we get the positive side signals or the negative any half.
So only for
one-
positive half. So
Yes, ma'am.
because your rectifier means what is your input? It is if it is a
AC.
rectifier AC. So
Yes,
AC
ma'am.
means you have a positive half cycle, you have a negative half cycle.
Negative half cycle, yes, ma'am.
So in half wave, only for positive half cycle we get output. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So for one half you are getting output. For the other half your output is 0.
0.
So that's why it is known as half wave rectifier. Okay. So with a different load, that is in your syllabus only R and RL load is there. So with R and RL load, we'll simulate it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So why it is known as controlled rectifier? Who can say? One word is there, controlled rectifier.
Ma'am, maybe we control the
Anjali,
voltage.
Anjali Naik. Anjali, Priyadarshini. Why it is called? The name is controlled rectifier. Why not? It is. You can write only half wave rectifier also. Anjali Naik.
I don't know, ma'am.
Do you know?
No, ma'am.
Ankit Raj. Ankit Raj. Anyone? Ankit, are you there? Ankit Raj? Respond.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know the answer? तो रेस्पॉन्ड करिबु ना जे डका होची यस कि नो तो कहबु कह प्रसन्नजित कहतुलो ना कह
Ma'am, maybe we can control the voltage.
Yes, because in diode, once the voltage is positive means it is forward bias. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Positive means your anode is more positive with respect to cathode means it is forward bias and it is on. Forward bias means
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
on. Diode,
Yes, ma'am.
if it is forward bias, it is on. If it is reverse bias, it is off. So you cannot control your switching on time or off time. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
But here you can use a control device. So like your SCR, GTO, Sarah's told GTO, SCR, yes or no? So these are all control device. You can control its on time. Okay. So SCR you can control its on time. You can't control its off time. Okay. So here you can control your switching on time and switching off time. So you are using control devices. Instead of diode, you are using control devices. That's why it is known as control rectifier. Okay. So that magnitude you can control. So at 0, let at angle theta equal to 0. So after theta equal to 0, your voltage is positive? Yes or no? Your voltage is positive or not? हो ना नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
So, are you all getting me? If you have doubt, then ask me.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are taking a sine wave, so after 0, it is up to 0 to pi, it is positive half cycle. Yes or no? 0 to pi, up to this, it is positive half cycle. Yes or no? So this is your theta 0. This is which axis? Theta axis, na? Omega t axis. Yes or no? So at 0 when theta equal to 0, diode is forward bias. But if you are using SCR, GTO or MOSFET, so after theta, you can take any angle. So this angle, any angle, let theta 1. So up to 0 to theta 1, the device is forward biased but not on. Okay. So by controlling this theta, so here the name is alpha actually, an angle is there that is known as firing angle. Okay. The instant or the angle at which the device is on, okay, that is known as a firing angle. So this alpha you can vary, yes or no? बुझियो छ ना
Yes,
बुझियो
ma'am.
नहीं? So you can vary this alpha. So the alpha may be 0. So whenever alpha is 0, let you are taking a device that is MOSFET. Okay. So for MOSFET, if you are giving alpha equal to 0, that means that is behaving like a diode. Okay. But you can take alpha greater than 0 also. So if you can vary the alpha, this magnitude will vary, na? This
Yes, ma'am.
half cycle will vary.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you are controlling the output. You are varying the switching time. You are controlling the output voltage. So it is known as control rectifier. Okay. So that is half wave control rectifier. Then what about semi converter? Semi converter. Full wave control rectifier is semi converter chhado. What is full wave control rectifier? मैं semi converter कोई भी. What is full wave control rectifier?
Ma'am, maybe you can control the magnitude of the voltage from that full wave rectifier.
In half wave also you are controlling, na?
Inside
Yes,
a
full wave-
cycle ta hai jiba rectify. Then data ka cycle rectify hai jiba.
Liter cycle. For positive half cycle you will get output. For negative half cycle also you will get output. Okay. For positive you will get output. Positive output. Rectifier means always it will give positive output. Yes or no? DC na? Your output is DC. So for positive half cycle you will get positive output. For negative half cycle also you will get positive output. Yes or no? So for both the half cycle, for both the input half cycle, you are getting output. That means for a full cycle, you are getting output. So it is known as full wave. And again, you are using control devices. So that's why it is known as control rectifier. Okay. So according to the arrangement, okay, it is known as midpoint or bridge type. That we will discuss further. Hello? Semi converter means here in full wave control rectifier, you all studied about bridge rectifier. Diode bridge rectifier you have studied. Yes or no? The diamond shape. One put je. Empty would shape ro diamond shape ro. Yes or no?
Yes, I'm bridge rectifier.
So that is a bridge rectifier. So all devices are same or not?
Chhada au ki gote ko Prasanjit. Tama chhada au ki ko.
Okay, sir.
Is there anyone else who can say body chana at least?
Ansuman, Ratha?
Yes.
So I'm going to act put je man kehi ko nanti.
Yes, ma'am.
Kaha? Sai kom purchase sir purchase ko. Ansuman, you have studied about bridge rectifier, yes or no? Ansuman Ratha?
Ma'am, diode bridge rectifier?
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
how many devices are there?
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am.
You don't know? You have studied diode rectifier, bridge rectifier?
No, ma'am, we have actually studied basically MOSFET in analog electronic circuit.
Rectifier you have not studied.
Ma'am, not completely. Ma'am, we only studied about basically MOSFET.
Ankit?
Ma'am, from NPTEL.
From NPTEL. But I think in physics also there is rectifier. In +2 you have a part, electronics part, there is rectifier. Diode bridge rectifier is there, bridge type rectifier is there. In electronics part of physics also.
Yes, ma'am.
Apurva Panda. So how many devices are there in a bridge rectifier? I'm asking.
Four diodes.
4 diodes are there. Yes or no? So in an uncontrolled bridge rectifier, because all the devices are using, you are using diode. So in an uncontrolled bridge rectifier, you are having 4 diodes. Similarly, if it is a controlled rectifier, controlled bridge rectifier, you will have 4 control devices. Maybe 4 SCRs, maybe 4 MOSFETs, maybe 4 IGBTs. So all 4 devices will be same. Yes or no?
How will control them?
You will control the firing angle. Just now I told,
Okay, listen. In thyristor, basically you have a PN-PN junction. In diode, what type of junction you have? A 1P and then you have a N junction, right? So there is only one junction layer in the system, which you can which you can get forward biased by applying a positive voltage across P. So positive must be connected to P and negative must be connected to N. But if you have PN-PN junction, so can you say how many junctions are there? So these are 4 layers, P, then N, then P, then N. So these are the 4 layers that are arranged in this. So can you say how many junctions will be there?
3.
Madam has already drawn that. Yes?
3.
3. Okay. Now, if the top P is given the positive charge and the bottom N is given the negative charge, can you say which junction will be forward biased and which junction will be reverse biased?
this is positive, this is negative, no sir?
So according to that, if you see here, the top P is given a positive charge, the bottom N is given a negative charge. So what will happen? Which junction are forward biased?
The J1 and J3 forward biased.
Very good. So, and what about J2?
Reverse biased.
Reverse biased. So, do you think the conduction is possible only just applying a positive voltage? Because obviously the upper one has to be given positive, the lower one has to be given negative. Otherwise, there is no way that it can be forward biased. But even if it is forward biased, will the conduction be possible? Because the middle layer is reverse biased, right? All of you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So if the middle layer is reverse biased, so what we can do is that here we can apply more and more and more voltage till that junction breaks. So keep on increasing the voltage, till that junction will be breaking down. So you know that there is an avalanche breakdown.
Sir, which junction?
The J2.
Because
J1 and J3 do not have any problem. As you
these
can
are forward biased.
J1 and J3 are forward biased. But what about J2? J2 is not forward biased. It is reverse biased, right? So in order to break a depletion layer, we can go on increasing the voltage till I reach a point where it will go into an avalanche breakdown. Now, all of you know what's an avalanche breakdown is? All of you remember what's an avalanche breakdown?
Sir, voltage gote point gala pare current bahut suddenly increase kar jaye.
Exactly. So that is the last point after which the barrier will break down and finally you will have the whole minority carriers to flow in that particular junction. But what happens is that, so as you can see, Madam has drawn that. So you have a point till which it will move on. So this is known as a breakover voltage. The forward breakover voltage. Okay, so after this, what happens? The whole junctions are all forward biased, and so now you do not have the junction J2 anymore. The J2 has been broken down. So the J1, J3, which was initially conducting, now it will find a easy path. So what will happen? The voltage across the particular junction will start to decrease. Okay, since the everything is conducting, the voltage across the junctions, or you can say voltage across the device, will be almost to a very less value in the system. So that's why there is an immediate jump from that breakover point to the initial starting point. So this is what a voltage bias looks like. Okay, so this is how you are biasing. But what happens is that
Sir?
you require a huge amount of voltage to break.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, जो break over voltage रो पुणी initial point को असला, please again repeat.
Okay, once this junction breaks, so what happens? So J2 is totally useless, right? So J2 does not exist anymore. Once you break a junction, will there be any more junction in that?
No, sir.
So once the junction breaks, so what will happen is that that junction J2 is no more going to be reverse bias in the case. But if J2 is not reverse biased, so what will happen? J1 was initially conducting, J3 was initially conducting. So now what happens, if I put a voltmeter across these two ends of this device, now the device will show a very, very less voltage in the system. And that voltage is the forward biased voltage. Because now all the junctions are working fine, all the junctions are now conducting. So once all the junctions are conducting, so there is no kind of resistance as provided by the system. So if there is no kind of resistance as provided by the system, so what will happen? So the voltage, so there is an easy conducting path from the anode to the cathode. So since there is an easy conducting path from the anode to the cathode, so that's why the whole conduction path will now result to a very, very less voltage across the device. Now, what happens? Now, normally when anything is switched on, so what happens? So that device does not have any voltage across its own. So the voltage across those points is basically zero, approximately. If I do not, if I consider in the ideal case, it is approximately zero. Is it okay, Bishop?
Yes, sir.
Actually, it is a short circuit path. If you neglect the internal resistance, then it is a short circuit path. So drop will be very less. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So actually, magnetic 7.
This is the path. Now what happens? Now you have to wait for that much amount of voltage for breaking down. But normally, if I, let's say, if you are using a, you have to wait for that much amount of voltage. So what will happen? You have to keep on applying more and more amount of voltage till you reach that point. So in order to have a safe operation, what we can do is that another junction is there which is near the P, which is known as the gate. So there is another junction which is present, or another terminal you can say, which is present near the third one, which is known as the gate terminal. So what happens at the gate terminal? Here you will apply another voltage in the system. So you can apply a certain voltage in the system. So what happens? Now see, this P is connected to the gate, the positive part of the gate, and cathode is given the negative value, right? So what happens? Now this voltage, what will it do? Now it will start to push some kind of charge carriers towards the junction J2, because what if I apply a voltage? What are you doing? You are supplying some amount of current to the system. So once you are supplying some amount of current to the system, so what are you doing basically? You are supplying more amount of charge carriers to the system. So once this charge carriers goes to the system, where is it going to? Because J3 has already been forward biased. J1 was already been forward biased. So this charge carriers are going to, what is it going to? So that is going towards the junction J2, because junction J2 is reverse biased. So this charge carriers, once it reaches my junction J2, so they will start to accumulate. So once they start to accumulate, so what will happen? So that depletion layer will start to reduce in size, because what happens? Depletion layer exists when the charge carriers, or you can say the minority charge carriers, are more in number. So if I neutralize that minority charge carriers, then only we can say that the depletion layer can be decreased. So once this depletion layer gets decreased, so what will happen? So as you can see, madam has drawn, as the current keeps on increasing, the barrier, or you can say the breakover voltage, the point where the junction J2 will break, will keep on increasing. Now, as you know, as the current increases, so what I am doing? I am pushing more amount of charge carriers to the system. So if I am pushing more amount of charge carriers, so P has what? The minority charge carriers will be neutralized by when you are pushing more amount of charge carriers from the gate. So what will happen is that the breakover voltage will keep on reducing till there is a limit, because we cannot have gate current to be infinitely high. So there is a limit. So what will happen is that now, as you know, as you can see here, madam has drawn it, that IG1 must be greater than IG2 must be sorry, IG3 must be greater than IG2 must be greater than IG1. So for a less amount of gate current, the breakover voltage will reduce to some value. Then if I keep on increasing the gate current, the breakover voltage will keep on reducing in the system. Is it clear? Now this gate current is very, very important for switching a thyristor. Now, if I do not apply the gate current, my thyristor may or may not turn on in the system. So it is very, very important that a gate must be given, a gate pulse. So normally you will learn later on that when you will do the switching characteristics, that whenever I apply a certain amount of voltage in the gate, so there is the switch will turn on. But once the switch is turned on, there is no need of gate. So that's why we do not give the gate for a longer period of time. We give the gate as a pulse. Okay, so this is what you will learn later on when you will do the theory part. Okay, so whoever is taking your theory part, they will teach you why do I apply a pulse for a gate but not a continuous voltage. So once the gate is given, so the turning on of thyristor is much more easier, because the breakover voltage is reducing in the system. So the breakover voltage, since it is reducing, so that point is actually beneficial, or you can say the gate circuit is actually beneficial for deciding when the thyristor will be switched on. So in order to have a proper control on the output of the rectifier, I need to know when I should switch on the thyristor. So for that, I need a gate pulse in the system. All of you are clear with it? So this is a basic idea of why do I need a gate pulse. Okay, so I need a pulse. Now here I am as a pulse. Remember.
figure हाँ madam
देखो So here, madam also have shown you that as you can see, Ig versus T that madam has done. So here it is given as a pulse. Now this is a very short duration pulse. Why it is a short duration pulse? Because the switching on of thyristor will require, if I give an appropriate voltage. Now let's say I am giving an appropriate voltage or current in the gate. Okay, so for that magnitude of voltage of or current, the thyristor will require somewhat in milliseconds to turn on. Okay, so it will be taking like some milliseconds to turn on. So when it takes a millisecond, so after that my gate is useless because gate has done its job. It has turned on the thyristor. That's it. Now the thyristor is on. It can work on its own. That's it. But once the thyristor is on, I do not require the gate. So that's why the gate current is given as a millisecond range of your uh, cycle. Okay, so that's why it is given as a pulse. Once it is on, then we'll make it off. That's it. So this is how the Ig versus T has been done. And at whatever point I require the pulse. Now let's say according to my supply, I will give the pulse. Means if the supply is 50 Hertz, my gate pulse must be also given at 50 Hertz. Now, when you are matching the gate pulse with respect to the supply frequency, this is known as synchronized gate pulsing technique. Okay, means you are synchronizing your gate pulses with respect to my supply. If it is not synchronized, it may or may not turn the thyristor. Okay, so that's why, so whenever we require a rectifier point of view, so we require a synchronized gate pulse in the system. If it is non-synchronized, you won't get the desired output that you require for the thyristors, or you can say the rectifiers. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you can see in the third diagram that madam has done, waveform, AC waveform has been given and Ig has been given at 2 intervals with 180-degree gap. Okay, exactly 180-degree gap. So this is known as synchronized gate pulsing technique. Okay, so this is very, very important for understanding the rectifier operation, because without synchronized gate pulsing technique, you will never get the rectified output in the system. Okay. Madam,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, କଣ କହୁଥିଲେ?
କୁହନ୍ତୁ।
ନା କଣ କହୁଥିଲେ ତ ମତେ ମୁଁ ସେ କହୁଥିଲି।
ନା ନା ମୁଁ କହୁଛି କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା। ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ହଁ ହଁ ପାୟଲ କୁହ। ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ପାୟଲ ସେପଟେ କାହା ଗୋଟେ ଆଜ୍ଞା କହୁଛି। ପାୟଲ କ୍ଲାସ ରେ ଅଛୁ ନା ସେପଟେ କାହା ସହିତ ଫୋନ ରେ ଗପୁଛୁ?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ମାମା ଡାକିଥିଲେ।
ଓକେ ଓକେ ଠିକ ଅଛି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରନ୍ତୁ।
ठीक है जी। So in full up control rectifier, all the devices are same. Okay, you can use diode, or in a control rectifier it may be SCR or IGBT or MOSFET. But if it is a semi converter, then half of the device will be your control, and half of the device will be your uncontrolled. Okay, that means if you are using this type, you have 4 devices, so 2 of them will be diode and 2 of them will be SCR. Understood? That's why it is known as semi-converter. Okay, or you can say half control. The other name is half control. Okay. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Then experiment 5 is, it is a, same as your full wave control rectifier. You will study full and semi, but it is for 3-phase. 3 and 4 is for single phase. Okay. This is for 3-phase. Okay. So in 3-phase, how many devices will be there? Any guess? Aishwarya Mahapatra? Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am.
Kahilu, ketara device thega? Like I am asking 3-phase bridge.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know.
Bhimsen? Bhimsen? Bhimsen present or absent?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ Bhimsen कौन कितना device ରହିବ ବୋଲି ଭାବୁଛୁ?
Ma'am, I have no idea.
6. There will be 6 devices. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So here, if it is a single phase, then you are having 2 arms, and this is the symbol of SCR. Okay, because you have 3 terminals. This terminal is your control terminal. Okay. If it is a diode, then you have 2 terminals. But if it is a SCR, then you have 3 terminals. Just now we have discussed. Yes or no? So if it is single phase, this is the structure. Okay. 4 devices, na? You can draw like a diamond. Okay. Jemti chitra hochi dekho. Like you have, if it is single phase, then this is the diagram. Okay. 2 arms. Okay, and this is your supply AC supply. So your phase will be connected to your first arm, and your neutral will be connected to your second. And this side your load is there. Load may be R, RL or anything. Okay. Like this your single phase rectifier circuit. In 3-phase, you will have a 3-phase supply. Yes or no? You are having a 3-phase supply. You will have.
Yes, ma'am.
3-phase supply. So you will have another arm here. Another arm. Okay. This side will be your load, R or RL. And here R or A phase is connected to the first one. Then B. Then your C. Okay. ABC. Okay. So you have 6 devices here. So we will study that after that. Then buck and boost converter. So in the starting I have discussed you have 4 types of converter. One is AC to DC, another is DC to AC, then third one is DC to DC, and fourth one is AC to AC. So this buck and boost converter is of DC and DC to DC type. That means your input is DC and output is also DC. Okay. So 3, 4, 5 experiment is based on AC to DC converter. 6 number experiment is DC to DC converter. Buck means your output will be less than your input. That means stepping down. Okay, you are stepping down the inputs. And in boost means you will step up the input. Okay, the output will be more than your input. Then inverter, that is coming under DC to AC. The diagram will be just reverse of this. That means this side will be your load, which is DC, because it is converting DC to AC. Yes or no? So this side will be your source, and here the load will be for 3-phase. It is a 3-phase load. For single phase, it will connect your output side is AC. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is DC to AC. From this, or the reverse of rectifier. Okay. Then again, the last one is forward converter and flyback converter. This is also DC to DC type. Sir, आंकर किसी तो AC to AC नहीं. So that means we'll study about AC to DC, DC to DC, and DC to AC. 3 types of converters we'll study in lab. Okay. Then just now I have drawn the characteristic of SCR. Partly I have drawn. So that is for SCR. Or the full form of SCR is what? Jyoti Ranjan.
Yes.
Koilu.
Silicon controlled rectifier.
Silicon control rectifier. So I have drawn partly one side I have drawn the characteristic. Similarly, we'll study the characteristic in the reverse direction. Again, we'll study the characteristic of triac and MOSFET also. Next class समस्ते experiment 3 टा पढ़ी थिबो. सर जहाँ पच्चरी वाला कोई बार समस्ते में चुप है कि रुआनी. किसी तो आंसर दियो. कौन दिव्यांशु भूषण विश्वर दिव्यांशु भूषण पढ़ी के आसीबो सर आउ कोन कहबे कि ना नेक्स्ट क्लास से माने आगे पढ़ी के आसुन तब आगे पचारिया तब से दिन डिस्कस
हाँ ठीक अछि मैडम किछ असुविधा नहीं
सर ताले म अटेंडेंस नहीं जोची
हाँ ठीक अछि
आकाशदीप